Welcome to another exciting Monday night show of G Sport Live. I am your host, Babsie. It's a special episode because it is the power of recognition. In studio today, I am joined by 2021 social media winner, Lesego Pooe. How are you doing? It is so great to have you here.
Listen, Babsie, I am excited to be here. So I'm looking forward to the chat that we're going to have tonight.
Another special guest that I have with me in studio is a special lady dear to my heart, G Sport's content lead, Celine Abrahams. Welcome back.
Thank you so much, Babsie, and good evening to you and to our viewers who are watching tonight. It's really great to be back in studio.
I am so excited to have these ladies here with me in studio today. We are definitely going to have an explosive show. It might be winter outside, but it is burning up in the studio today. So we have our nominations open currently. How has that been going for our G Sport 17? During this whole process of the nominations and just building up to the 9th of August?
Babsie, as you said, it's burning up. Everyone's cold outside, but we're burning up, and nominations has been incredible. As I said, I think in one of our shows, our G Sport Live, like to see the new names that are coming out and people that are putting forward especially the rising stars. It's really incredible to see, and I just want to encourage everyone to continue nominating. As you said, nominations are open until the 9th of August. It's quite simple. Go to gsport.co.za/nominations where you can nominate across 20 categories. So really excited to see the names that are going to come out in that nominations list. Especially, I'm looking forward to the finalist list that's going to come out.
An exciting one. So last year, we had a first-time nominee.
Yeah.
How did you feel when you got the call that you are an official nominee for G Sport 16?
Firstly, it was a special call from Kaz herself. So you must know that obviously you will jump for joy the minute that she tells me about the nomination. But it was great. I mean, it was the first time being nominated. And not only that, but outside of the nomination, I walked away with the award. So for me, it was such an extraordinary moment for me. It kind of felt like a full circle moment because I'm someone that started on social media. So for me to get a social media award just spoke volumes.
It is going to be an exciting one. Just judging by our previous winners, you guys need to check out the list that we have. Formidable women, a force women. We have one right in studio with us today. So we do encourage you to go and nominate all your faves. We are not discriminating against anyone. We want the new names to come forward. Hashtag the power of recognition. And that is recognizing women who are unsung, and we are shining the spotlight to make them feel seen and to greater heights, as you will see later on in our big interview. In our newsroom, we have been covering the women's AFCON, and that coverage has been so great. Don't you agree, Celine?
100%, Babsie. I mean, when you look at since the competition started, we have been making sure that we're not only covering our Banyana team, but we are covering all the African teams with our daily wrap. So it has been incredible. Quite a fantastic competition, if I must say so myself. Been very competitive, just looking at, and now we are in the semi-finals. So the matches are actually started at the moment. Banyana playing. So really excited just to see, the progress of football on the African continent.
How excited are you, ladies, with us making a second qualification into the 2023 World Cup?
Yeah, that is special. That is definitely special. That's the kind of work you want to be seeing and the results of the work that the ladies have put in. And so I think a big congratulations to the ladies, and hopefully they'll play some really good football so that we could see them progressing and growing and see how far they'll make it in the competition.
Celine, what do you think the lessons that the ladies should bring from their match against Tunisia into tonight's semi-final?
Babsie, I was really at the edge of my seat with the game against Tunisia because when you look at the Banyana, you look at their performances. I mean, if clinical in front of goal, not as much.
Uh-huh.
We had the opportunities, and Deirdre Ellis spoke about it as well in her post match, that she wished that the players were more clinical in front of goal. So going into tonight's match, I think over the past few days, that's been a talking point. That, you know what, guys, we have been making the opportunities. Let's get the ball in the back of the net. So we won against 1-0 against Tunisia. We need to score more goals.
Yes, and it is said that this is the final before the final. Zambia versus Banyana Banyana is one of the most exciting rivalries, and we are excited to watch this match. It is currently running right now. You can head on over to gsport Twitter space, where our Twitter, where we have a match center of Banyana Banyana game live, bringing you all the latest updates. But before we go into that, let's check out what Coach Desiree Ellis had to say about their World Cup qualification and what they are planning to do in this semi-final to clinch that final spot.
It has been an amazing journey so far. One of our objectives was obviously to qualify for the World Cup, and we did that, and really exciting times for South African football. A big thank you to our sponsor, Safa and Cecil, for the amazing support that they've given us, and also to the fans for their wonderful messages on social media, on WhatsApp calls, etc. When you've been to the World Cup, you always want to go back, and it's an amazing feeling knowing that we're going back to the World Cup. So a lot of preparations to go. Really excited. The celebrations was off the roof, especially after the game and coming back to the hotel. But then again, we had to prepare for the next game. Some of the lessons that we took out of the Tunisia game is to take our chances. We were in control of the game in the first half, dictated the play, scored early, but then you don't need to take your foot off the pedal. We need to put those chances away and make sure that we close out the game, make sure that we control the game better, because we are a team that's always going to create. So, we look forward to the game against Zambia. We know it's not going to be an easy game. We know each other. We've played each other so many times. But we have to bring our A game. We have to make sure, that we don't concede, because, as I said, we will always create, and then we've got to be clinical in front of goal. And if you can execute the plan and be clinical in front of goal, we will get a positive result.
Good luck to the ladies tonight, and we are sure and ready to celebrate in that final spot where we are a step closer to being crowned the AFCON champions. Now, in the past weekend, we have celebrated so many milestones within the sporting world of the ladies. Let's check out the top 3 leading weekend news. Congratulations to the ladies, and we have a special shout out from Rufilo Jane, who is one of the ladies who will be representing Banyana Banyana on qualifying for the World Cup. Let's take a look on what she had to say on the honor of being named one of the leading weekend news.
Hi G-Sport team, I am Rufilo Jane, Banyana Banyana captain. We are grateful and very excited to have made the G-Sport weekend leading news 2 times in a row, and we are thankful for the support that you keep on giving us. We will make you proud.
From soccer to netball. So last week, we were covering the Telkom Junior Netball Championship. What is the importance of such a tournament within the sphere of talent and unearthing the talent within the grassroots level?
As you said, Babsi, it's an opportunity, to unearth new stars.
Mm.
So with Telkom coming on board and making sure that there is an opportunity and a platform where our young stars can actually come out and showcase their talents, it's really important because from the development phase, there's scouts there's coaches who are watching these players. It gives them an opportunity to actually take their careers to the next level. So actually, shout out to Telkom, for backing up
Mm.
and making sure that our youngsters have an opportunity and a platform to actually get their names out there.
And it is so exciting to see because now we get to see the talent that goes into the USSA. We get
Yes.
to see the talent that goes into the TNL. And by the time they get to the Spa Proteas, we will already know the journey and what to expect from these players because they've had that experience of playing within tournaments and, getting that pressure of having to play and knowing that we need to pick ourselves up. So it was an exciting one to watch. And I do agree with you when you say that, shout out to Telkom. It is so important for corporates to, sponsor these type of tournaments, but also we need our government to also step up.
Completely, Babs, and you hit the nail on the head because, as you said, corporates have to come in, and that's the only way that we can actually provide a platform for our athletes. And as you said, from the development phase, you go into USSA, you go into Telkom Netball League, and you get to the Spar Proteas. By the time you get to represent your national team, you've gained so much experience over these different platforms that you've been played in. So really, it's incredible to see. And yes, we do need as much support as we can get for all of our athletes across any sporting code for that matter.
And also, such tournaments are such a step in the right direction because this means that this will be seen as a career and we can see more contracts being awarded to players. And this is when the ladies can focus on being netball players and not, going between having a 9 to 5 and then going to play your netball. It can be a career within the Telkom Netball League, and we'll start seeing more leagues throughout the year. So instead of just watching PSL all year, we get to choose between the PSL and netball. What are your thoughts,
No,
Lesego?
I fully agree with you, Babsie. I mean, it's important to be able to create those spaces like Celine was talking about, right? Having sponsorship coming in, because that means the money is coming in, and as the money comes in, that means you have ladies that are able to fully engage themselves at playing netball full time, and not, like you're saying, having another 9 to 5 job, because at the end of the day you want to create quality players that are fully dedicated in them being full on professional netball players.
I am so excited. And on that note, guys, this is how we enter into our big interview. This is a special one tonight because this is the first time ever we have our big interview live in studio and we are able to interact and enjoy and just have fun.
Yeah.
Lesego, it is such a pleasure to have you in studio, and thank you so much for joining us as our very first G Sport big interview guest.
Yeah, I'm like truly honored. Like, I am the first, if you're the first, you must know that there's something special about you, so I'm really honored, and thank you for having me join you today.
It's a pleasure. Your journey has been so inspiring. The trajectory of your career has been it has been so majestic to watch and so inspiring to watch. Just seeing from how you won your award last year and you were a Lions ambassador and you were at Fairbrake. Just take us through the journey of from when you won last year in August to your career to date.
It kind of actually feels like just after I won the award, things started to unfold in such a majestic way for me. Because literally, I think it was just a couple of months later, a month later to be precise, I got the call from Lions, head of comms there. Wanele hits me up and says, "This is what we'd like to do. We're nominating you as the Lions brand ambassador, and this is what it entails." And what that entails is that I will be, their resident host of any functions that they have, but also being on SuperSport, presenting their Lions TV channel and show. And so that was incredible because I literally got to go around, travel with the team, do the work, and just present, do what I love, and talk cricket. And right after that, just as we're going to the end of the year, I then send an online application, apply for the Fair Break tournament, and literally the first week of January, that's when I heard that I will be one of the hosts. Actually, not even one, but I'll be the main host at Fair Break International Tournament. So that was incredible. So yeah, it's been a great journey, like you said.
From social media to the world.
Listen, I don't know if it gets better than that, because you're starting right at the bottom, right? You're starting with what you have, which is social media. And from social media, you build and you work yourself up to a point where you're on the international stage. Not anybody gets to tell that story, but I got to live it, and it speaks volumes on. And I know that we're touching on the power of recognition, but having someone recognize you, give you a platform to flourish and do your work, and then right after that, you find yourself moving up the ranks. And so it's been incredible, man.
I love how you mentioned that you started from the bottom. And in you starting your journey, many people do not know that you are also a coach.
Oh, yes. And that's something that I love doing. Let me tell you. So every Thursday, I coach the young kids between the ages of 7 and 13. I take time with them to just coach them cricket, because I'm a product of mini cricket. So I understand how you need to start at the fundamentals, right? At the very beginning with the young kids. And also I really love working with kids. And so I married both my love for the game of cricket and also my love for kids. And I decided, you know what, let me give back to the kids and let me just do this every Thursday. So yeah, I coach the kids cricket, man. They love it. They love it so much. And I enjoy it as well, because I learned so much about myself and the kids, but I also learned so much about the game of cricket.
So in your love of coaching, you currently have a level 1 certificate in coaching. Are you looking to further that into other levels?
Yeah, definitely. So I did my level coaching via Lions cricket, but obviously it's Cricket South Africa that has it, right? So I got my certificate via Cricket South Africa. So I'm a certified level 1 cricket coach.
Yes, girl.
So yeah, the goal really in the beginning was to just upskill myself in terms of knowing that I am coaching the kids the right thing. But outside of that, it's something that I knew that as a cricket broadcaster, I wanted to upskill my knowledge on the game, but mostly just the technical knowledge of the game. And so I took the time to speak with the coaches there at Lions, and I was like, this is what I'd love to do. What is it that I need to do in order to register? Went through the whole process just like anybody else. And I think I learned so much, did the whole practicals during our exam. They marked it. It was great. It was a good pass for me. And but ultimately the goal is to get to level 2, because what you realize is that as you get to different levels, there's different knowledge that is taught to you. And so I think ultimately I want to get to a point where I learn it all. I learn it all, because at the end of the day, it's good for myself, what I'm coaching the kids, but also for my cricket broadcasting.
See, what I'm loving right now is your passion, and it is oozing through. Your passion for cricket, your passion for broadcasting, your passion for the kids. And people need to understand that you are not just coming in as a broadcaster who just reads or researches, but you're going through the different levels, because you are also a certified umpire.
Babsie did her research. Yes, queen. I am. And I think with the umpiring, truth be told, I literally, the goal was not to stand as an umpire. Like, honestly, I don't have the patience to be standing under the sun for how many odd hours, whether it's a T20 and ODI game. But I just did that really to just understand umpiring. I think one thing that people need to understand, especially if you're going to a space like cricket, there's a lot of technicalities and rules
Very
and
true.
laws, a lot of laws that you need to familiarize yourself with. And if you want to be able to be a broadcaster on that level, there's a lot of learning and unlearning and research and studying that you need to do in order for you to get to that level. I think where I am, definitely there's a lot that I still need to learn,
Yeah.
because when you discover one thing, you realize there's something else that you need to learn, right? And equip yourself on. And so I think once you have a mindset where you need to continuously be learning
Yeah.
and opening yourself up to being like a sponge and just soaking in the knowledge and just the skill and everything, then we'll keep literally rising from glory to glory. So that's just the point of it all. Just I did umpiring just to learn, really.
Which I love and I appreciate. And that's when people shouldn't downplay your talent, because you didn't just take your talent and say, I want to be a cricket broadcaster. You made sure that, okay, I love cricket and I know a little bit about it, but I need to know more to
Yeah.
be an informed broadcaster,
True.
which I love and appreciate. So, what would be your advice to aspiring cricket broadcasters, cricket players, or cricket coaches?
That you don't know it all. I think that was my wake-up call in 2019.
Yeah.
You get into that space, you think to yourself, just because you've played the game, because I played the game at the under 19 level
Yeah.
in Northwest, right? So I thought to myself, I know the game, I can get into the space, I can speak, I can broadcast, I can. Then you get into that space and then you realize you don't know anything. You don't know anything. You need to go back to the drawing board. You need to put in some hours. You need to do some research. And I think that has been my biggest learning, is that you really need to open yourself up to being a lifelong learner at this. You can't just say that I'm in this space, I'm in it, and that's it. We really need to just continuously open ourselves up to learning. And so that's the one advice I can give you. Just keep learning, man. Keep reading, keep evolving with the times and upskilling yourself.
Acquiring the knowledge. And learning doesn't just mean being in a classroom. It means reading, researching, listening to conversations, surrounding yourselves in different environments, where cricket is not just about, being on the pitch, but there's so many facets to it. And I love that you have put that commitment to yourself to better yourself.
Sure.
So what's next for Lesego Pooe?
Yo, what's next? Oh my goodness. That's always a tough question to answer when you have, because oftentimes I don't know if I'm the only one that does it, but I've set out a plan on what I'd like to achieve next, right? And everything that I'd love to achieve in the next 3 or 5 years. But you find that oftentimes when you've set something for maybe next year, it doesn't happen next year. Let me give an example. So I always wanted to go to varsity cricket. I've always wanted to start off at varsity cricket.
Yeah.
And lo and behold, guess what? I get to do an international gig before I do varsity cricket. So you think to yourself that what you have set to do oftentimes does not go in the path or the channel in which you have expected, you know? So for me, I think now things have turned around. Varsity cricket might not be the idea that I want to get into now. But yeah, let's just hope and pray that in the next couple of months when the season starts, that maybe you might find me on, some national television in South Africa.
Not mine.
So we're hoping for that. We're praying for that, but we'll see what happens in the next couple of months. But something is on the horizon, definitely.
Power of the tongue.
Yeah.
We will be seeing you there.
Yeah, because sometimes you can't say things prematurely, and it's
power of the tongue, girl. Positive energy around here. Positive energy. Yes. It was such a pleasure speaking to you about your journey, and it is so inspiring. And just listening to the amount of effort, the amount of dedication that you've put through it, and how you've been giving back. I mean, it's Mandela Day today.
Yes.
How did you spend your 67 minutes?
Oh, yes. I went to the Wanderers, obviously, the Wanderers. And I took time to pack some boxes with a whole lot of food that we'll be giving away to the needy. So Ashful Aid was in partnership with Lions Cricket. So they got together and we were just busy trying to fill up the stadium with the boxes, and so they're going to be giving it back to people that are needy. So that's how I spent my 67. It was more than 67 minutes, which I'm not complaining because it was for a good cause.
Oh, that is so amazing, And while we're still talking about that cricket vibe, currently the Momentum Proteas are in England and they are playing their third ODI. So they haven't had the best series. Do you think, because in the interval, they were 37, England ended off their innings at 371 for 7.
Yeah.
How's it looking for our girls?
Oh, and that is a big score. That is a really big score, and I think it's going to be quite difficult, quite tough for the Momentum Proteas to just do that reply. And I'm just hoping that the top order, we've got our Laura Wolford that's always really, really good with the bat. We're hoping that she'll be able to lay a really good foundation with Andre Steyn. But I think the loss of Lizelle maybe has caused a bit of a shake there in that team, but I mean, even the middle there needs to be some sort of a structure in the middle. But yeah, we've been seeing Marizanne Kapp at least trying to come to the party as a senior player, but unfortunately today she didn't get a wicket. But let's hope to see that as far as the batting is concerned, that they'll be able to at least play for their dignity, because that's what they're playing for. It's been a while since the Momentum Proteas lost an ODI series, and so I think it's kind of new for them and they don't know how to react to this. But let's hope that at least they can play for their dignity, even if it's going to be a really, really tough one as far as the batting is concerned.
You're very correct, because we can't be waiting for Marizanne Kapp to come in to be able to push us forward.
Yeah.
That batting order at the top need to lay such a strong foundation. Look at what they did in the ODI on Friday, where they were able to have that momentum. See what I did there?
Yeah, no, brilliant. I mean, they were literally scoring in the same pace that England was scoring, and so you could see that we had the same pace, same momentum. But I think there was a lot of their undoing in the middle. They lost wickets at crucial moments of the game, and so they were unable to recover. And so yeah, and then they were bowled out. So it's quite unfortunate.
So last thing to close off our conversation. 10 days to the Commonwealth Games. And as you said, it seems like they don't know how to get back from a loss. They're going into a T20 series. Straight after that, they're going into the Commonwealth Games. What do they need to get back into this and rebuild that confidence? Because they're talented ladies.
No, they are. They really are. I think it's a team that it always rises. That's the catchphrase, always rising. And I think they have a really good fighting spirit. And I remember listening to a post-match conversation of Lara Goodall, and she was speaking about how they have a fighting spirit. And this is what I'd love to see from the team as they're heading to the T20 series and also moving into the Commonwealth game. Just keep that fighting spirit. Yes, you might be bruised, but let's not linger on the loss that we have experienced against England. But let's just pick ourselves up and let's just fight our way through this. And so if they can do that, because I mean, we know that they're a really strong side, and we've got really one of the best at bowling attacks. Shepmem Ismail, Ayabonga Kaka, Marizanne Kapp, incredible world-class bowlers. And so if they remember who they are and what they possess, I think we'll be able to go into the Commonwealth Games, potentially going to the semis, and maybe the same way that the men's team did this, I think around 2000, how back was it? I need to remember. But I mean, that the men's team has won the Commonwealth Games before, right? And that was through the ODI game. But now let's hope that we've got a little bit of luck where the ladies can perform really quite well and maybe potentially walk away with that Commonwealth title, even if it's not going to be easy, because we've got England and Australia and they're always tough contests.
But she did say, keyword, remember who you are. Ladies, we are rooting for you. Always great talking to you.
Always great being interviewed by you.
A lady in her element. Now you see why she's an international cricket broadcaster. Now going into what to expect this week. Celine, let us know what's going to be going on in our newsletter.
Exciting time, our favorite day of the week, as we call it. So, Wednesday is our Power of Recognition Week, and we are celebrating our former winners and those who have been, honored on the Momentum G Sport Awards stage. Patience Shikwambana is our Woman Crush Wednesday, a legend when you're looking at women in sport, especially in administration and, so leadership as well. So, really exciting edition that's coming out. So, please do sign up. The link will be shared on our G Sport social media platforms. Twitter, it will be there right now in the comment section. So please do sign up so you don't miss out on any of what we will be sharing in our newsletter.
Hashtag members only. Trust me, guys, you do not want to be left out in the cold. So make sure you do sign up. Wednesday is our favorite day of the week. And then we have Twitter Space Thursdays that is hosted by our lovely Celine Abrahams. What can we expect in this week's edition?
So this week is our Power Recognition Week. So we have a former winner who will be taking over. I'll be back next week, don't worry. So, so this week, a former winner will be taking over and it's going to be exciting. So please do tune in. We will share the link as well on our social media platforms.
Some exciting times. In case you guys aren't sure what goes on in these Twitter spaces, let's take a listen to last week, a clip of Leila Daku just sharing her experience on being part of the ICC.
Well, like you said, or like I mentioned, it's been quite an amazing journey. I don't, though, recommend packing up a whole family and 2 kids and getting on a plane. I made it look a lot easier on Instagram than it is in real life. But it's been a proper journey. It's been exciting. From a professional or career point of view, it's been absolutely eye-opening. I've been privileged to see a lot of different ways of doing things, not only in the sponsorship space, but also enhancing my own skills, which has been great all around. Everyone benefits in that regard. So it's been amazing. I must mention the weather in Dubai is nothing compared to the weather back home. Sipukazi and I both melt on a daily basis. But other than that, we've been coping. I've been enjoying it. She's just started last week, as you mentioned, but we've both been enjoying it, and safe to say, learning so much. And I also think my brain has just turned into somewhat of a sponge, and I've just been taking this opportunity to soak in as much as I can.
Oh man, what an exciting show it has been tonight. It has been inspiring. It has been heartwarming. So great. But we have reached the end of tonight's episode. Don't forget to follow us on all our social media platforms, G Sport for Girls on Twitter, Facebook, Instagram, and TikTok. And don't forget, nominations are open for G Sport 17 across 20 platforms. Head on over to the G Sport website to nominate your fave. Make sure that they are not left behind. As we have seen with our guest in studio, so much can happen for you with that one nomination that can open so many doors. So just make sure that you do shine that spotlight with your fave and make sure that you make this a special one for G Sport 17. That is the power of recognition. And that's how we sign off this week's episode. Do join us next time. I'm Babsie signing out.